Here.
Ronnie Stinson.
Here.
Bart Gross.
Here.
Judge Bird.
Here. The invocation today is by Magistrate Jeff Botts.
If you would pray with me, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you again for another blessed day. Being able to be in a community like this in Barren County. And we thank you for all the leaders. We pray for them this morning. As we go over our agenda, we're looking at our budget for the upcoming year. And thanking you for all the hard work that the people has put in on that and all the committees that we have. As we go down the list this morning of people in our magistrates and all the way to my left, you got Brad Gross. In the development, economic development, you got Ronnie Stinson in our emergency management and all the stuff that they do that I don't know anything about, but we have good leaders that do in our committees and our magistrates. We got Marty Kinslow over the administration and the budgeting committee that we're going over this morning in our second reading, and thanking you for all the time he has spent with the judge and all the department heads that have been together with Judge Bird and all of us coming together and coming up with this budget. Tim Coomer and the good job that he does with the road department and all the many decisions that they have to do, and he leads that. And we have Tim Durham in the jail and overseeing that and all the big budget items that we have there. And Aaron Shirley as he leads that through that. We thank you for them. Thank you for our ball fields that we have. We have Derek Pettigo running the committee of the Recreation Committee. Thanking you for all the good job that they've done and all the facilities, and all the kids are down there playing. And again, this morning I'm over the property committee and all the things that we've done through the last few years, the things that's been going on there. We just thank you for that. So we have a budget this morning we'll be passing. Thank you for all the many hours that people's put together. We want the community to know that we're trying to be a unified group up here, and we want to do the best for our community. Thank you for all your many blessings. Lead and guide us. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 Please stand for the pledge. Well, welcome everybody this morning. We have a great turnout. I will say, the election this week, there's been a lot of humbling moments for a lot of people on each side of me and over in the corner. And anyone that ran for office, you have the newly elected that will take office in January, sheriff here today as well. So just honestly, thank you to everyone, and thank you to Helena and her group that everything they did with the election. They were very busy. That's been, especially now with early voting, it's been a big ordeal for them to take on, and they do an excellent job. So kudos to them and every person in the media that helped cover it, and just thank you all. So do we have a proclamation today? No proclamations today. Gotcha. We need to approve the minutes of May the 5th, 2026. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Pettigo. Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next, announcements. The last day of schools for both schools in our in the community here in Glasgow and Barren County is Friday, May the 22nd. Is Caverna's last day May the 22nd as well? Does anybody have that one? Okay. I know that graduations are this weekend on the 20th. Is Glasgow's on tomorrow? Is Glasgow's? Glasgow's is Friday. Graduation, just for people to plan for traffic and just evenings, honestly, because there will be a lot of people out. So Friday, it was Glasgow High School's graduation, and Barren County's graduation is on Saturday. I know that, Saturday afternoon. Today, the Aquatic Center's having their ribbon cutting. The new pool at the city of Glasgow has redone. I will say the pickleball courts are full every time I go by there. My kids are there most of the days. But the Aquatic Center ribbon cutting is today, and they open this Saturday, May the 23rd. Their hours from Monday through Saturday are 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 1 to 6 p.m. So please make sure and bring your kids and everyone out there to the grand opening this weekend. So, next thing we have is, what's the other announcements? There's another announcement I've got. I need to tack on. Okay, I think that's it. The next event coming up will be the Sip, Shop, and Stroll in the Square, which would be June the 6th. And for Memorial Day also, we are going to start really decorating the square for red, white, and blue. It's 250 years of America this summer, so please, we're encouraging anyone on the square or any businesses around to please kind of go above and beyond on the patriotic decorations and stuff like that, because we want that to be shown throughout our entire community. So, trying to think if there's any other announcements. Yep, that's what I knew I was missing. Thank you, Mr. Mutter. Announcements, yes.
Thank you, Judge, for just a couple of minutes. Most of you know this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Saturday morning at 7 o'clock at the City Cemetery, Memorial Cemetery, we will be putting flags on all of the graves of the veterans. We invite everyone to join us. I know Judge has helped us before. Mike, I believe you've been there. We invite everyone from the public to join us, help us put flags. Monday morning, 10 o'clock, will be the annual celebration at the City Cemetery, where we always have it. If it rains, which it's a pretty good chance of, we will be at the chambers at City Hall, where they have city council meetings. So we invite everyone. Please join us. It's not a very long ceremony, but I think everyone enjoys it every year. So if you have any questions, reach out to me.
We do have a wonderful Memorial Day service.
Yes, ma'am.
It is. If you've never been a part of it, I highly encourage you to come to that. And also putting the flags out on Saturday morning is another. It's always very quiet out there. You get to, I mean, it's awesome to have that experience. So I encourage anyone, magistrates, if you want to join us out there on Saturday morning. Oh, and we have the Chris Martin dedication, Chris Martin Way in Park City. What time is that on Saturday? 10 o'clock on Saturday in Park City. So Chris Martin, good friend of mine from Barren County High School, that their family is so excited about that on Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add something at Heisel Cemetery. We were going to do that this morning because of the rain. We postponed that till 3 this afternoon, putting the flags up for the veterans at Heisel Cemetery.
Okay. And I just got a text too. Caverna's last day is today, and their graduation is at 7 p.m. tonight. So we've gotten all those announcements done. Anything else? Any other announcements? Everybody good? Okay. Next. Okay. Got that one. Reports. Need to approve the county monthly financial report, April 2026, subject to audit. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the county attorney monthly settlement report for April 2026. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Durham. Who was that on the end that got that
I
one?
got it.
Okay. Second by Potts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the county clerk April 2026 fee report, subject to audit. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson.
Second.
Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the sheriff's April 2026 fee report, subject to audit. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kinslow.
Second.
Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Now we're into committee and department reports. So coroner is first. Welcome, Mr. Gibson. Good morning.
I'd like to congratulate each of you on the primary election. Sheriff-elect over here, our jailer continuing on, and it's just wonderful. I have just let you know that the coroner's office has thoroughly enjoyed working with each and every one of you, and look forward to continuing this. And hey, you're the judge in the court that has done stuff for the coroner's office. The first. I've told y'all this before, and I will shout that till I wind up on my stretcher in the back of my car. So at least I know it's a good car, and we're good to go. Coroner's office, April, we had a total of 12 death investigations with 8 natural, 2 accidental. I'm still pending 1 autopsy and still pending further testing on 1. And so far to date, May, we've had 6 with 3 naturals, 2 accidents, with one of them being a vehicle versus a bicycle, and one unfortunately was an overdose, and unfortunately one suicide. So that's kind of where we're at for the month. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. County clerk, is she, oh, yeah, you're gonna, gotcha, come on, girl. I like it.
Good morning, Court. As he said, congratulations to all of you. It's been wonderful working with you. Helena sends a few words before I'm going to give you some of the money aspect for April 2026. Our excess fees turned over to you all were $144,471.39. Year to date, we are at $568,899.16. We are at 36% of our budget for the year. And Helena had to be at Jackson's graduation this morning from 8th grade. As you all know, she would not miss that. So these are some words she sent. Congratulations to each candidate, and thank you all so much for a wonderful primary election here in Barren County. I'm sorry I'm not able to be there this morning, but Jackson is graduating from 8th grade at 9 a.m. I definitely could not miss that event, and I'm so proud of him. I want to thank all of our election workers, along with Pat Scott and Mike Harris, our Democratic and Republican election commissioners who serve on the Barren County Board of Elections. Without them, the process would be incredibly difficult, and our county is truly blessed to have these 2 individuals serving our community. We had a wonderful election with more than 8,100 votes cast for our local and federal candidates this year. I'm very happy with the results and extremely proud of the entire process. I also want to thank my staff. They are truly remarkable, and without them, I could not do what I do every day. They are the reason this process runs as successfully as it does, and I'm so grateful for each of them and for all the support they provide. Thank you all again. Congratulations to all of the candidates, and we look forward to the November 3rd election. Thank you all.
Awesome. Oh, next, Jailer. Congratulations, Mr. Shirley. Thank you.
I thought this morning I wouldn't have to follow up behind Helena. It'd be a little easier because she's usually full of spunk, but she didn't help me none this morning. So for the month of April, our crews went out and covered 160.5 miles. They picked up 1,330 bags of trash, 23 tires, 35 wildlife, and put in 5,784 inmate hours. For a total for the year so far, they've covered 560 miles already, picked up 4,500 bags of trash, picked up 148 tires, 158 wildlife, and have put in 22,216 hours. At $15 an hour, that's a savings to the county of $333,240. For the month of April, we also collected $15,325 in fees. And I got approached the other day, so I want to give another set of numbers about our pickups for on the sides of the road for the trash, the mowing we do for the county, how much fuel we go through. So I got, what it costs us a year to do that. Last year for 2025, for the calendar year from January 1 to the end of the year, we spent $14,620.67 either mowing or picking up trash. And that all comes out of the commissary. It doesn't come out of the county's budget. So any questions for me? Thank you, Court.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Parks and Rec Department, Mr. Jennings.
Good morning.
Morning.
So our spring season opened up April the 21st, and we have been rolling ever since. Luckily for Mother Nature this spring, it's been on our side for once. So the month of April, for the 2 weeks we were operating, we brought in $32,651. Just wanted to make an announcement too. Our NFL flag football registration is open now. We brought it back for year 2. It's a co-ed league, pre-K through 6. Registration is posted on our social media sites. I think Brian has now got it linked to the county site. And then we've got a one call out to the school system as well. So that will be going on until June the 12th, and looking forward to probably doubling that league this year. So excited about that. And believe it or not, we're towards the tail end of our spring season at the park. So we'll be wrapping up, getting into our postseason tournament trail and all-stars, so,
Awesome.
yep.
Great job.
Thank you.
Jamie DeGroff, Road Department.
Well, good morning, Court. Of course, with roads, everything's so weather-related. Praise the Lord for some rain out there today. We've been dealing with dust all spring, which the other plus side of that, though, we've gotten a lot accomplished. Mowing, first cycle, we're 3/4 way around the county the first time. So dry weather's helped some with that. We've stayed aggressively trying to spray this hemlock around this county. Now, with that being said, we can go as far as our right-of-way. There's some we can't reach, but we're constantly trying to maintain to do our part as a county. Taking advantage of the dry weather, cutting shoulders, pulling ditches. Well, that way when the rain comes, hey, we're trying to preserve these roads. We've been trying to put these roads back together. Hot box has been running nonstop, putting blacktop down, trying to fix stuff, so maybe we can preserve our roads. So, and we're still picking trees up once a week, whether it storms or not. The kind of the normal. So that's about what's been going on with the road department. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Sheriff. How you doing?
Well, good morning, Court.
Morning.
Glad to see you here, and thanks to all your hard work and the decisions that you've made, because it reflected in the last election here that we had just 2 days ago. People have confidence in you, and we can continue to do what we've been working on, or y'all have been working on, for several years. So congratulations on that, and all the candidates that participated. Don't have a lot this morning. The judge touched on some of my points. I tried to close my email, but evidently she's been reading it. That's a joke. School's coming up to recess, summer recess, obviously. She touched on that. So our traffic patterns are going to change a little bit. The next 2 days on Trojan Trail, if you've got any plans in the morning, you know, you might want to take that in consideration, because traffic's going to be heavy last couple of days and around the schools. And then obviously Friday's the last day for the school. So things will lighten up a little bit, and our traffic patterns will change across the county. The lake region will get a little bit more traffic, both by tourism and some of our kids being out of school and going to the lake and boating and things like that. Our numbers are holding about the same according to the radio room. We're a little north of 6,000 calls, CADs, for this year, which is everything. It's cows out, it's wrecks, it's disputes, it's fights, it's domestics, whatever it is. That encompasses everything. So we're running about average, no anomalies in that. We'll be trying to work our traffic a little harder now that we've got some of our SROs out of the school resource officers out of the schools, helping us on the road. We discussed last week the lake rounds. We had a meeting about that again this morning. And obviously, our traffic picks up in the summer. We've got tourism here for Barren River Lake. Obviously, Cave City has some tourists coming through here, whatnot. So that's just a little forecast, kind of what's coming up for us, because it changes for us too as the school year changes. Any questions or comments for me?
Thank you to you and your guys also for the election. I saw them all out guarding the door, and they were all there too as well. So,
Well,
yeah.
thank you for that. Just a side note, glad you brought that up, Judge.
Yeah.
We were requested by the election board. There were some members on the election board that requested for police personnel, law enforcement personnel. We had so many places we had to call on Glasgow for two, Haywood and Glasgow Middle, because I didn't have enough personnel to cover the road and cover all those spots too. So obviously it's a request. We honored that request. So there wasn't any pre-lying
No.
problem, that's, if I can say it that way. They just asked for people to be there, and we honored that. So I wanted to clear that up if it was anybody out there in the community that thought there was something going around. It wasn't. So again, with that, any questions or comments?
Well, aside from that, though, y'all also help get everything set up and stuff like that too. Y'all are big in the election part, so I just want to make sure.
We take it on ourselves, because I'm on the, whatever sitting sheriff is not on the ballot is on the election board. So therefore, I feel a little bit of responsibility to assist with the delivery of the machines and storing of the machines and the pickup of the machines and whatnot. So our crew, we had teams to pick up, we had trailers and trucks for delivery and whatnot. So literally, the day before Election Monday was pretty busy going to all the 9 locations. And then obviously, election afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, we had trailers and trucks that picked up all those locations and delivered them back to the storage unit down on College Street where the machines stay. So there's quite a sequence in there of checks and balances and maintenance and reading numbers and logging. And so she's right. It's quite a method to get all that completed. So we're glad to do it. It gets us involved and has another checkbox covered. So
You did great.
again, comments, questions for me? Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Another group, too, that helped out the elections is Marcus and Garland. They were the saviors when it came to Wi-Fi and connectivity because there were some areas that we needed help in. Helena's group did. So next, department reports. So we've done all the department reports. Now, administrative and budget committee. Hey, Marty, too, to make sure we don't go out of order since it is a special call. We don't need to do probably the reading and the first reading until we get to that in F, okay?
All right.
So you can talk about it, but we don't need to do the actual
All right.
vote.
Yes, the Administrative Budget Committee met Monday. It was our regular day to meet, and all we did was we went over the rest of the budget for the upcoming year, which we had already given you the number for the general fund in our last meeting, and like I told you that day, that number did not change. It stayed what it was, which, to recap, our total budget in the general fund next year will be $10.7 million. That's just rounding off. That's actually down a little bit from our budget last year, which was $10.9 million. So I don't know how we did it, but we actually managed to budget less this year than we did last year, which if you look at the rate of inflation, everywhere you go to spend money, I think everybody can appreciate what we did when we put the pen to the paper there. And anyway, so that's the same, and the only other new issue or item that we had at the meeting was the road budget, which we didn't have the numbers at our last meeting. And we got those numbers. Our road budget, once again, I'm just going to round off, for next year is going to be $3.4 million. Now, last year, our budget for the road department was $4.3 million. Obviously, that's, almost a million less than last year, and the reason that was that much less is because the state is giving us less money for next year than what we got this year. Of course, that's based on a lot of numbers, the gas tax. And I want to remind everybody, I know everybody's paying more for fuel. That doesn't mean that you get more revenue for the road department, because the tax on that doesn't go up and down with the price of gas. That's a set amount every year. And in an average year, it either remains level or goes down. So they've already decided that we're going to get less money this year. So we'll have to do what we can do to make money go further. And there may be some additional funds later in the year that we can get. And if we do, we'll amend it into the budget. We're always happy to spend more money on everybody's roads. Believe me, we like being able to get more money. So anyway, that's all the numbers for the budget next year, and we'll get to that later when we accept it.
Okay. All right, next up, Mr. Botts, Building and Property Committee.
Yes, we had a special call meeting 8 a.m. this morning. We decided not to have our regular meeting on Election Day at 8 a.m. On Election Day, so we put it off till today in a special call meeting. We had courthouse sidewalk update. We're about 85%, maybe a little bit more, completed on that. The completion date's supposed to be June the 5th. I'm assuming weather permitting on that. We've been blessed to have good weather. Looks like maybe a little trend of some rain, so that could get pushed, but the go is June the 5th on that. Other business, we just got to discuss and actually approved a lease agreement. And I'm lack of not being involved much on that with Judge Bird, Garland, and our Mike, our attorney. I'm going to let her kind of go through that, but me and Ronnie did get that approved this morning as far as committee-wise. Judge, you want to explain really what's going on now?
Hey, yeah, sorry, we're not going to approve it actually today because we needed to have it on the actual agenda, but we'll get it done in the next meeting. But this is actually, we had a company that's approached us. We've been working with them now for a few months now, working with the Glasgow the Housing Authority as well to build senior living where the current health department is, and they want to go into a lease with us. It's for magistrates for you all to kind of work with it. I presented the lease to you all. They got to us today. But on that lease, they're going to give us $5,000 to hold that lease until they find out if they get the new market tax credits that they've applied for with the Housing Authority. If they get those funds, we will get $600,000 for a 99-year lease in March of next year. If we don't, we'll get $100,000 at that point for them to continue to apply for more funds. But basically, it's a really good opportunity. We still get to own the property. They lease it from us, and it's going to fill a housing need for seniors. So it's a really good project. So it kind of came out of, we're wonderful that it came to us. So I do support this. These people are great. They've done projects in other counties. I've talked to their other county judges there. So since it's not on the actual agenda today, what we'll do is I'll send this out to you all, magistrates. Mike has already reviewed it. Mike's met with them. But we'll send that out for your all's review, and we'll have that on the next meeting. Okay?
That's all I have.
Okay. Economic Development Committee, Mr. Gross, do you have anything? No, ma'am. Emergency Management Solid Waste Committee, Mr. Stinson, it was canceled. Do you have anything? Okay. Jail Committee, Mr. Durham, do you have anything?
Not at this time, Judge.
Parks and Rec Committee, meeting canceled. Mr. Pettigo, do you have anything?
I have nothing at this time.
All right. Transportation Committee, Mr. Comer.
Yes, the Transportation Committee met yesterday, and it's our time of the year to take bids on several items for the road department. Took bids on crushed stone, galvanized pipe, plastic pipe, asphalt, road oil, snow and ice removal, and chip and seal, and salt. And we also took them for fuel. Anybody has any questions about these bids, instead of sitting here running through, it would take a long time. But all of these bids are going to be posted in our minutes. But if anybody has any questions now, please ask. But for every bid except for the fuel, we're going to accept all bids. And the reasoning behind this is if we need rock, a certain size rock, and one quarry doesn't have it at that time, we can get it from the other quarry. So, but it locks in these prices for us. The culverts is the same way. If we need something emergency and one place doesn't have it, we can get it from another. There was some confusion over the fuel bids, so we've rejected both of those and are kind of rewriting our specs to make them a little clearer and having our bidders to resubmit bids. So I'm going to make a bid.
Hold on, real quick. Since it's not on the actual agenda, that's what we're talking about just then. Since it's not on the actual agenda, we're going to have a special called meeting just to do that. because it's not on the agenda. 'Cause it-
Or accept the bid.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. It needed to be on the agenda. Yeah, sorry, I caught that. I know it was on your agenda for the property committee, or for the transportation committee, but it was not included on the actual agenda for the special call. If it was a regular meeting, we could do it, but being it's a special called, we can't do that. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to do another special called meeting just to do that bid approval, and do another special call meeting to do the, in the same meeting, we'll do the lease agreement. We'll get that done pretty quick, though, so. Yep, I'm sorry about that.
That's all
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I know, yeah, I'm sorry, I just caught that, it wasn't on the final agenda, so. Going forward, I know it's, and for people that's here, it's on special call, you just can't do anything unless it's on the actual agenda. And committee meetings typically transfer in two, but since it's special called, we have to have it on the actual items of the agenda, so. But magistrates, just be prepared for another special call, just to get this done. So we will make sure and get that done, and I'll make it very easy, and we'll get it done, okay? Next. Okay, we need to approve the payment of claims as presented. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Stinson. Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the transfer of funds. Need a motion and a second.
Motion?
Motion by Botts. Second by Durham, sorry. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the personnel actions as presented. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer,
Second.
second by Kinslow. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve appointments to boards and councils as presented. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson,
Second.
second by Coomer. Any discussion? We're reappointing Janelle Pettigo to the Ethics Commission, Larry Davenport to the Ethics Commission, Erica Young to the Tourist and Convention Commission, and Sherry Eubank to the Assessment Appeals Board. So those are the three. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to adopt on the second reading of ordinance 703 relating to the fiscal year 2023 budget amendment 1. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Stinson,
Second.
second by Kinslow. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Adopt on first reading ordinance 704 relating to the annual budget and appropriations for fiscal year 2026-27. This is the first reading of the budget. The way this goes, we'll do the first reading, and then we'll send it off to Frankfurt for their review and approval. Then they'll send it back to us. It will be posted in the newspaper for a minimum of 7 days, and then we'll have the second reading, and everything will be done for the next fiscal year. So.
Motion?
Motion by Botts, second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approve the 2026-27 waste tire grant agreement. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson,
Second.
second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the memorandum of agreement with the Barren River Ad Development District, Brad. Need a motion and a second.
Motion moved.
Motion by Pettigo, second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the invoice for Barren Metcalf 911 at $5,026.22. Need a motion and second.
Motion.
Motion by Pettigo.
Second.
Second by Durham. This is the funds that go to 911.
That's not one of my papers.
It's not on mine either.
Okay, what does yours say then?
Next one is Cleary Construction on that.
Oh, no, yeah, I think there was an updated one that you all got.
There was an updated one that was emailed to everyone.
Yep, that's what it is. Yeah, yeah, it's the Barren Metcalf E911. This is the fees that we get from the landline for 911.
All right.
Okay? Okay, got it. I was like confused on that one. We had a motion and a second, right? Okay. Motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the invoice from Cleary Construction for $5,124.52. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Gross. Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Motion carries. I need to approve the invoice from Thomas Oil and Fuel for $6,937.13.
Motion.
Motion by Pettigrew. Second by Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the payment to the Barren County Clerk for $9,228.60 for the 2026 tax bills. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kinslow.
Second.
Second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the invoice from Team First Sports for $17,856 for the uniforms for the spring season.
Motion.
Motion by Pettigrew.
Second.
Second by Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the invoices from Gray Rock Excavation for $96,619.25. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Stinson.
Second.
Second by Gross. These are the funds that are going to be reimbursed to the county by the AOC for the sidewalks. So no tax dollars are being going to that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approve the invoices from Asphalt Materials totaling $149,100.28. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigrew. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the invoice from U.S. Bank and Trust for bond payment $192,129. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Kinslow. Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the invoice from Scotty's Contracting and Stone totaling $231,390.33. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigrew. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Presenters, we got through it. Okay. We have two presentations today, one from Bridge, Kentucky. If you all would like to come up, you have the floor.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and congratulations on the primary election. Stayed up late watching the results, so congratulations. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Bridge, Kentucky's been in this community for almost 7 years now. In that time, we have served multiple different facets of people that face homelessness, people that are just down on their luck, need assistance with utility bills or clothing or food assistance or anything along those lines. We have tried our very best within our capabilities to do so. Since 2022, we have housed and or served over 250 individuals that find themselves displaced from their home or homeless, if you want to use that term. Out of that 250, 80% are now prosperous citizens, tax-paying citizens in our community, or have moved to a different community to be with their family or extended family or friends, or just moved on with their life and are in a much better spot. I am very proud of the work we do. We have housed over the past couple of years staff from both school systems, a lot of children, veterans, elderly folks. It's just not always, what you see in TVs and movies that how people find themselves in this situation. There's a lot more work that goes into this. We try our very best to get them expedited through our services so they can move on to a better spot in their life. And I like to tell people, and I don't know, Malik can maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I always like to tell people that we are a bridge from a tough spot in a person's life or a family's situation to a much better spot. And all we want to do is show our love and compassion to be able to help those people to a different spot in their life. I guess I'm here today to request out of the opioid fund from the county $75,000 to just so we can continue our mission, broaden our reach, and keep doing the things that we do to the best of our capability. I believe, and other people that are much more knowledgeable on the subject of the opioid funds believe that, you know, being homeless meets the criteria for those funds. I am definitely not alone in this mission today. I'm happy to be joined by three of our board members, Mally Boston, Ricky Wooten, and Matt Mutter, and thankful for their support. We have 4 other board members that weren't able to attend today for various reasons. So I am much appreciative of your all's time and can guarantee with those funds, if it comes to be that way, transparency and full disclosure on how those funds are utilized and spent. So I think Ricky wanted to say a few words, so I'm going to let him do so.
Morning, guys. Hey, congratulations to every one of you guys. Proud of all y'all. What I want to say is, like, if I get emotional, sorry. I've been doing this for 20 years. Not just the unhoused, the hungry, the kids, mental health. I work for Office of Vocational Rehab, and what I do, I cover every disability that you can think of I have worked with. Mental health, drug abuse, all that. So I want to say I have some kind of perspective on what we need. And with Bridge, we've been doing this for 7 years. When we first started, we were trying to help kids before they got into the system. So it turned into this. So this is where we at today. Mally and Wade do a great job with this. We have been operating on private funds and donations, and we have a program. We feed them nightly. If you're there, we feed you nightly. And we started a program and asking the community help, and it's been going on for, what, 4 years? 4 years? So we feed them every night with the community's help. We put out a list. You volunteer to cook a meal. You come in. You get fed. You get housed. We don't only just do that. We help with a lot of other stuff. I've helped people apply for their disability there. That's what I do in my job. I try to get people off of disability. But some people, it's a necessity to survive. So one thing that we serve, not just one common group of people. It's like when you come in, usually when you come in, a lot of times being unhoused, there's always, you know, things that drug abuse, mental health issues. I see that a lot. Some people don't want to be housed. I remember us going out under the bridges. I get a call, you go out, living under a bridge, don't want to come in, don't want help like that. But we still go and we try to serve them, even though they had a mental health issue and they have drug abuse issues. So we at Bridge are trying to expand. When we get those folks in there that have substance abuse issues and other things, we try to, it kind of limits us because we don't have the funds. Even with mental health, you know, if they come in, they don't have insurance, they don't have Medicaid, Medicare, we can't hardly point them to a place to get help with their mental health. But we're not just one facet. We're all facet. And like I said, I've been doing this for 20 years. And so it's kind of a dream of mine because I've been trying to get this started, and it's got traction, and it's really dear to my heart. I hate coming around in front of court, but it touches me. I mean, this is what I've been doing, and now we've got a chance. So I ask, you take consideration in this money so we can kind of expand our horizons, if you must, so we can be a better part of it. It's really a vital part of our community. I drive down Gorham Park. I see people camped in tents across the creek there, so that way they're not on property, so they go in that gentleman's property across the creek. When I talk to him, same thing. mental health issues. Talked to one gentleman and trying to transition. So what he does, he gets rejected so much. So what does he do? He tries to find money for drugs. He don't have any help and nobody listens. So it's just simple things like that we try to go and we try to accommodate. So, we'd appreciate anything. Like I said, we've been doing this on private donations for 7 years. So it's getting to a point where it's getting tough for us. So humbly ask you guys for your help, okay? And I've talked to most of you guys about this. You know me. You know what I stand for. So I'd love your help. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, next speaker, net recovery.
My back is a little off today, you guys. I apologize. Getting old
The chairs, I'm sorry.
is not fun. No, it's driving 2 hours in my car. First, good morning and congratulations. I love what you have said, and I feel the same way about housing. So thank you for that. That was beautiful. So today I want to share with you a new tool in the area of addiction. It is called Net Recovery. Net Recovery makes a device that is attached to the back of a person's skull, and it helps them with many, many things. In the beginning, it helps with symptoms. So within 24 hours, you're not going to believe me. It sounds too good to be true, but I get to watch it every day, so I know it is true. This thing keeps people from having the horrendous symptoms of withdrawal. So if someone is using a substance and they want to get off of it, they either have to use another drug, right, an MAT, medication assisted treatment, which is fine. Lots of people do it. Many, many will not. And many more, 15 years after getting on an MAT, are still on MAT. And I get those calls every day, and I get to go help them get off of that medication. It's still a drug. It still has, it causes symptoms. And so many people don't want to do that. The Net Recovery device is FDA cleared. It's a neurostimulation device worn behind the ear for 2 to 7 days. That's all it takes. It provides continuous stimulation to cranial nerves that help reduce withdrawal symptoms. It's non-pharmacological and it's non-addictive. Withdrawal remains the leading reason that people leave detox early. And today, most individuals entering treatment are experiencing polysubstance use, not just opioid use, which makes withdrawal even more complex and difficult to manage. When someone leaves treatment during withdrawal, their risk of relapse and overdose increases significantly. Effective withdrawal relief is essential because it improves treatment outcomes and retention, which is one of the strongest predictors of long-term recovery, which is what we all want, right? The NET device helps by reducing symptoms quickly, often within the first 24 hours. Patients experience improved physical stability, reduced cravings, and better sleep and mood. In fact, you guys, when after someone is treated, I've gone in 2 days later and looked at them, their eyes look different. They're clear, they're in a better mood. They tell me that it is just amazing, that it feels amazing to feel like them again after they've been on drugs for so long. Across the continuum of care, the device has meaningful impact. In detox, it reduces discomfort and lowers against medical advice discharges. I don't know if you all know, but many times people go through, I think on average 7 treatment facilities. They have to go through treatment 7 times before it works. That just seems crazy to me. That seems crazy. And while they're in there, they're craving. They want to use. Their brain is telling them they need to do this. And so they leave, which is why it's just a revolving door. It's a revolving door for our jails. It's a revolving door for Medicaid. It's a revolving door for our treatment facilities. This device helps keep that from happening. In residential treatment, patients who receive more than 24 hours of net therapy show higher retention and participate more consistently in counseling. In outpatient care, patients transition more smoothly because they leave detox more stable and prepared for step-down services or wraparound services. The benefits extend beyond the individual. By helping more people stay in treatment, the device reduces overdose risk. It eases pressure on emergency services, strengthens families, supports workforce development and stability, and is especially valuable in rural communities. It contributes to healthier, more resilient communities overall. For providers, and I am a provider, for providers, the NET device expands withdrawal management options, improves retention, and enhances patient satisfaction while supporting trauma-informed, patient-centered care. In short, the net recovery device helps patients stay in treatment longer, stabilize and engage, which improves outcomes across the entire continuum of care, benefiting the broader community. I think we have a video. Can we watch that? I still can't watch that without crying myself. I want you guys to know that I'm a magistrate in Franklin County, which is how I learned about this device, actually. I am a mother of someone who was in active addiction for a very long time. I am also a mental health counselor. So this touches every single part of my life, and I think it does most people, even if they don't know it. We use the NET device. We partner with jails. We have the NET device in 7 jails now, and as you saw, they love it. They say that people behave better, they don't have so many problems out of them, and they don't have to watch people throw up all over the floor when they're detoxing in jail. It's inhumane. So the jails love it. We are in every Isaiah house and at All Together Recovery in Danville. They love it. We also do some treatment events in counties that are very far from us and don't have treatment facilities or jails, so we do that. I have to be honest, when I heard of this, I was on a call that some of you guys might have been on too, and I listened to it and I thought, this is too good to be true. Like, this is snake oil, right? Like, this can't be true. And then I started doing research, and it's undeniable. And now I get to watch it. And almost every single person on that video was in active addiction for a very long time, and over half of them now work for me. They are living their lives. They have their kids back. They have their families back. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And so I'm just here to educate you guys about what this is and just to let you know that there is a tool out there that is different from MAT and works really well. It is not cheap. I will not say it is. It does not work for every single person, but it does work for 86% of people, which we cannot say about anything else. I'm going to open it up for questions. Ask me anything. I'll try to answer it.
Oh, I will say too, I mean, I've had meetings about it as well with you all, and just for the magistrates, I've met with Scott County magistrates, and Aaron Shirley and I have actually had phone calls with the NET device, the house that you're talking. We actually reached out to them to learn more about it. And I don't know if the offer still stands, but you'd said you would offer up 2 free treatments.
I will, and I have not done that for anybody else, and I'm only doing it for the judge because I'm from Adair County and I want it down this direction.
Yes. And so she had said that she would offer up 2 treatments to here so we could, see the results and then also kind of go forward with that. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Aaron, I think my goal too, just to go, I'm not sure y'all go ahead and I'll talk about the opioid stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
At that time, you were still, it's sort of new.
Yes.
And really wasn't any, percentage or.
Right. Yeah, we didn't know yet. Didn't know what we know now. Yeah.
Didn't know. That's,
Yeah.
and I know it's very expensive. It is expensive, but, hey, our children's worth.
I mean,
Put a price on my child.
there is no price to put on a life. Yeah.
And I think everybody in this court knows me.
Yeah.
And, I'm an advocate for anything, these, I don't pick and choose one individual budget. Everybody wants to help somebody.
Sure.
We as a county want to help each and every one. If this group can do something, this group can, I want everybody involved to help these children, and that's what it's all about.
Well, and I think it's about partnerships, like really meaningful partnerships. We only do one piece of this. After we treat someone, I am the first one to say, okay, you're feeling good, you're feeling like you can do anything, go to NA. You're going to go to an NA meeting 3 times a week, right? I mean, they have to have housing. They go back to using if they don't, right? They have to see a new way to live. And many of them have never had that. They've never had it.
What is the time period you say they have to wear these? 7 to 9 days?
2 to 7 days.
2 to 7 days.
I've had 2 that have taken 10 days, and it's because the drug they thought they were taking was not the drug they were taking.
So, and then it can be reused by someone else.
Absolutely, yes.
So every week you can move it to some different person.
We do. That's what we do,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
and do you not want to disclose the cost of the
Oh,
one?
no, it's $5,000 per treatment. That's what it is. No, there's no secret about that. In Florida, it's 8. We've talked them down. We will, that's,
I'm gonna
you're
hold you
right.
to it.
She's like, I've got this written down.
Yeah, I got.
I will drop it to
The lifespan of one
4.
of those, I mean, is it,
So we make them. We have engineers that make these things. And there are so many little pieces to it. You know, we have to replace pieces all the time. And then we have to train net techs to use them, and then the net techs go in and do the treatment. So there's a lot involved with it. It's not as simple as it looks, even though it takes very little time.
I know typically with the type of person you're treating, there is maybe a possibility of getting destroyed. I mean,
We don't have it happen.
you don't.
And I'll
I mean,
tell you why.
Insurance, there's no insurance or,
The reason that we don't see it happen is because, number one, we make sure they are right for this treatment. We don't just go in and treat everybody. There are reasons to exclude people. If someone is having a mental health crisis, that's not the time to treat them, right? If they're on certain medications, we're not going to treat them because we don't know what would happen and we're not going to harm people, right? I mean, there are lots of exclusions. We go in and interview, and then we have a nurse practitioner interview and actually write their prescription for the unit. Does that make sense?
right. So in a perfect year, 52 people could use that device.
I don't know how
But
long
you
they,
gotta remember.
I don't know.
And the payment is not per device, it's per treatment.
Right, it's per treatment. It's not per device.
Like you
We
said,
don't
that-
sell the
like that
devices.
one price that she said is
Yeah.
not per device. It's for each person that uses
Oh, I
it.
thought they wore it for.
No, like each person wears it for that period of time.
Right.
And it's monitored by an individual. So like, we don't get the equipment, no.
It's a medical device, so we
Yeah.
have to have medical professionals doing the work.
Well, has that not been offered to, like, I mean, you know, the parents know this? I mean, you know,
I asked that question
it's been a
too.
weird time for me, and I'm sorry, I went this morning to my daughter's grave and told her how good her son looked this morning, going to his 8th grade.
I'm so sorry.
And, but that being said, you know, parents would do this. I mean, you know, what's $4,000 if somebody offered that for my child? You know,
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that, because I'm with you. My daughter was in active addiction for a very long time, and I would have sold my house to treat her. I'd have done anything to treat her. I'm doing this because she was in active addiction. A lot of families don't have it. That's part of the issue. Some people that have been in active addiction for a long time, they don't have families anymore. They're not you. They're not me. They don't have a support system. They've been on the streets. They don't have any money. So there is no way for them to pay for it. We do offer it to people. If they want to pay for it, absolutely, we will come and treat if there's not some exclusion that needs to happen. I personally, and this is the therapist and mom talking in me probably, I personally think that right now, we need to be treating in a place where they can be monitored all the time. I had someone come to me and ask me, I've got a person that I know in, I think it was South Carolina, that wanted to fly in here and let me treat her. And I said, where's she gonna stay? Because we don't have, I mean, we just have a little office, right? We don't have anywhere for anybody to sleep. And she said, well, she'll be okay. We'll just get her a hotel room. Oh, it made my stomach hurt. I said, I can't do that. Because she needs someone to be with her, because there's nothing at all keeping her from using while she's being treated before she's done and dying. I'm not going to do that. I wouldn't want that for my kid, and I don't want it for anybody else's. We're very, very careful about the way we do this, and it's part of the reason it's expensive. You know, I think that the cost will come down at some point, because I think we will have to. We're growing so fast. We have a new place in Florida. We're getting ready to open one in California. At some point, the cost, it will come down. But right now it is what it is, because we have to make all of these, we have to pay the net techs and, do their travel and pay me and, all the stuff. But I can tell you it's worth it. And I can tell you that people who have been through rehab 7 or 8 times, are still craving, they would do anything for this. It's freedom. It's freedom.
I got it. This same program it was presented at either one of the KCO or
Yes.
the K, okay.
Yes.
We were
Yes.
all there.
Okay.
Yep.
Or most
I
of
thought
us
that's
were
what I
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would like to add one thing. We're at the end of a long-term study, and I'm so excited about this, I can't stand it. We know how well it works, but we have to prove that to the world, right? This long-term study says that after 3 years, 86% of the people that are treated do not go back to using, and they don't need an MAT. They don't need medication assistance. I probably hate that we're on television, but I'm gonna say it anyway. They know I'm terrible. I'll do anything to get people well. People come out of using after 3 years with no depression, no anxiety. It sounds crazy, but it's true. And we know that because we've been doing this for 3 years now. And we gave them, we sit down and see what's going on with them. Their rates of anxiety and depression are sky high, as you can imagine, if they're in active use. When they're clean and healthy and they've been treated and they've been through treatment, they think their lives are beautiful. It's the best thing they've ever seen. So I get excited about this, but the truth is, it is one of the best things I've ever seen, or I wouldn't be doing this. I don't need 3 jobs. That's what I have, because I love this that much. I think you were going to ask a question.
I had one, and I'll say this, as a prosecutor over the last decade, we've seen it all, and, a lot of people think we just throw people in jail and that's it, but part of it is treating the individual, but also keeping them in treatment.
Right.
And the withdrawal is a big issue. I'm like you. When I first heard about it, I was like, "There's no way." I mean, I've had treatment people in court present documents in court where they tried to hide people failing drug tests. So I'm pretty, I was pretty skeptical about things. But I did read, and it may have been the same study. There was a study that showed it was effective. I think it was a peer-reviewed study.
It is,
and I
and
think
this
it got
one will be
FDA
too.
approval. Correct?
Year and a half ago, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But one of the questions I had, though, was, one, are you mainly, at the point in the whole process, are you mainly utilizing these in the jails? Because I'm thinking, obviously, my other question was, how does it stay on? Because I think it's non-invasive, right?
No, it is non-invasive.
So I was asking how it stayed.
It's taped on,
Oh, it's
honestly.
taped
We
on.
use a medical tape
Okay,
that keeps it there. Yeah.
okay. And then are you mainly utilizing these in the jails? Because I'm also thinking, obviously, to make sure that it's staying on and that they're using it, there would have to be some oversight. So is it mainly in jails where you're utilizing this?
So we do 3 different things. We use them in jails, and it works beautifully there. I mean, they can't go anywhere, right? And there's always somebody to watch. So we use them in jails. We use them in treatment facilities. Rehabs are great. It works really well there. And then we do treatment events. And we also have a couple of small nonprofits that we've partnered with, and we go there and treat their folks when they call us. So it happens in lots of ways. And I will say that, so if someone is wanting to come off Suboxone, because the last person I talked to had been on it for 13 years. And she was like, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do it. Will you please get me off of this? And, that process doesn't take very long. But Suboxone, if you have ever heard anybody that has had to go through that withdrawal, it is worse than a heroin withdrawal. It's horrible. So people never get off of it. This will get them off of it. We can do that in more of an outpatient kind of setting because they're not an active addiction, right?
And that's great to hear, because the other issue too with some clinics, they like to, obviously there are times when medical assistance is necessary.
Absolutely.
But I think a lot of clinics really lean on the Suboxone. And then I can't tell you how many times we have people get addicted to the Suboxone. So
It happens every day.
to have something to transition them out of that, that's a good thing.
It's wonderful. And they never go, that's what we're finding is they don't go back. They just don't go back. There's one young lady on here that you saw. Her name is Karen, and she tickles me to death. She called me about a week ago, and she said, Miss Kelly, I got to tell you how great my life is. And she talked about her life for 30 minutes, and I just listened to her. She said, I've got my kids back. My husband and I are back together because he had kicked her out. She said, I have a job. She said, I'm working night shift. I'm making good money. I'm paying rent. I mean, they had not had a house to live in years, and those kids were with grandparents, and she didn't think she'd ever get them back. She really didn't. And I'm so proud of her because she did the hard work, right? Like, this is so helpful, but the people getting the treatment have to do the hard work afterward of dealing with the trauma. That's the really hard part, right? This just makes it so much easier to move on.
So, go ahead.
Yes, I do. I do think that insurance will pick it up, but my understanding is it takes about 4 years from the time that the FDA approves it. We are hopeful. There is nothing for stimulant use out there. There is no medication. They will medicate you for stimulant use, but it doesn't work for stimulant use. There is no medication. So this also works for stimulant use. And we're hoping that the FDA is going to approve, I don't remember what they call it. It's like an emergency fast track so that we can get it on the market so people can use it because there is nothing else. And we're seeing more stimulant use now than we ever have. Anybody have any other questions? Please
I'm glad
call
the
me.
magistrates got to hear. You know, I've already been through it, but I mean, thank you for driving down today.
I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, I want to explain to everybody, so for people that don't know what we're talking about, okay? So the opioid funds that the county has received from the lawsuit that was filed against multiple entities. So we have received funds. The county has not touched those funds. They're in an account, an interest-bearing account, so that we can make sure that the decisions are made, not rushed and not immediate. We want this to be a long-term impact type funding, I guess, to say, not just to be able to support just one entity or multiple entities. So we want to try to make sure it's a long-term effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an opioid committee because that's what you're supposed to do before you spend your opioid funds. So our opioid committee will be created in the next general meeting, which is third Tuesday in June. Between now and then, the magistrates and I talked to, I talked to Marty about this the other day on the admin committee. I'm going to have them be a part of who's on that committee. It'll have magistrates as well as the jailer, the sheriff, Mike Richardson. We have an individual too that kind of that helps out too. I talked to Bethany Smellman. She's expressed interest in it as well. Just some other entity people that are more government focused, I guess to say. But they will be a panel that will be so we'll ask for applications to come to that committee, and that's how it will go, to make it fair and transparent and everything. So, but I do want to take advantage of the 2 free between now and then so that we can, and if the jailer and I can and Mike decide on who the individuals would be to test it on, and whether it be in the jail or however we decide to do that. And if that's not the route either, we just need to test those before you all submit those.
Absolutely. Yep. No problem. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else? So magistrates will do the special called meeting to approve the road department bids. And then we'll also have it for the lease for the health department building. And I'll get that. It'll be a really, really quick meeting. And I'll talk to you all about dates on that. I'm not going to say when it's going to be because I need to talk to the magistrates first. Is there anything else? Okay. I need a, yeah.
I'd like to urge all you guys to come out the bridge and take a tour. If you don't, that's trying to tell you, it's better for you to come out there and kind of see it in action and what it is. I know some of y'all have been out there. I know the judge has been out there. Kim's and try just come out and look and see what we do. And like I said, you can see where we're stationed now, but you don't get to see what all that we do. So I urge you to come out and visit. Well, he'll be there and show you through it. He's pretty good at leading. So.
Good job, Wade. Good job, Mallory. They do a good job. Okay, next up, we'll go ahead and close out this meeting. I need a motion to adjourn. Motion by Pettigo. Second by Durham. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.